Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Fixed Rate and Guaranteed Unplugged. I've got a special guest with me today, this beautiful young lady, inside and out, and I'm a proud papa. This is our daughter, Samantha. Samantha is a marketing coordinator slash installation coordinator. She does several other things around here too, but those are her two primary functions. It's helping out in the install department and also with marketing and do an amazing job with that. Okay. So, so your brother is a SOD, son of the boss. So I guess that makes you a DOD, daughter of the boss. So how do you feel about being a DOD? What are some pros and cons of being the owner's daughter? Mine and I working here with you every day.
It definitely has its perks and challenges, but I will say one thing that I love is being able to work with my family, like having being surrounded by you guys every day. We're always there for each other and have that support system behind us at the end of the day. So it's always fun coming here and working with you guys. I will say it definitely comes with challenges as well. Um, just to the aspect of yes, we enjoy being around each other and things like that, but you definitely have to be very diligent about creating that work home life balance, especially because right now I'm still living at home. So we come to work all day and then we go home. So we just have to kind of create that work home life balance. But if you get that down and you figure out that balance of figuring that out, um, then you can kind of work around it. But I will say you also have to kind of, for me, being the daughter of the owner and of the bosses, like you kind of have to find your own identity in the company. It's not just, oh, that's the boss's daughter. Oh, that's the boss. You know what I mean? So kind of figuring that out was a little bit of a challenge at first, but I feel like I'm got that and say that. So
Yeah, I love the conversation that you and Josh had in Orlando when he kind of gave you a little piece of advice that kind of helped you get from some perspective and something you should be really proud of. And I think it's forward to it. You need to own that. Or maybe that's another word after that. But so what did you create here that Josh was talking about that you should be very proud of?
so our mascot Sunny was actually I don't want to brag or anything like that, but I did create.
Well, I did.
I did.
I don't brag, but I'm the greatest.
So yeah, that was pretty much like my idea of creating that mascot, who became Sunny. And so we wanted to make sure that we had some meaning behind who we created. So after a while of thinking, we came up with Sunny, and actually the meaning behind that is pretty much a tribute to my grandmother, his mom, my Nemo. Um, she was the sweetest lady on planet Earth. Her hugs were like no other.
They don't believe in handshakes.
No, she did not. If you met her within 2 seconds, you were getting a big old hug.
Yeah.
And she was already calling you sweetheart, and sunshine was her thing. So that's where Sunny came through, was she would always call everybody sunshine. Our song that we would sing to each other was My Sunshine. And her CV handle was Carolina Sunshine. So that was just her all around. So we wanted to play that into Sunny, who we created, and make her a part of the mascot that brings our company. So
Yeah, but even how we spell sound, it's not SONNY, it's SUNNY. That's totally a tribute to, not that. But that one, I'll say when he came up with that idea, that one might have had my eyes watered due to allergies a little bit. Yeah, I'm very proud of you. And yeah, Sonny will always have a special place in my heart, because of that aspect of it. So, what do you enjoy most about being here?
I definitely will say for family. Obviously our immediate family, but honestly the people here. That's, I think, one of the main things that I enjoy coming to work, because you're surrounded by not only my parents and my brother, but the people that we have here have become a part of our family. And every day if something happens, we're gonna step up and we're gonna be there for each other. Like there's been a few incidents that have come up throughout couple weeks or months, last few months, but like every single time that something happens, everybody jumps up and helps who they can figure out how we can be there for each other.
Been some pretty cool stories of us rallying around each other.
Absolutely.
Some we shared, but a whole lot more behind the scenes people aren't aware of.
Sorry.
So I shared something with your brother, when he was younger, that hey, you're not destined to be in this company, but I do want you to learn heating and air conditioning because you always had a job no matter where you go. And I kind of shared that same thing with you, like not as a technician necessarily, but basically understanding the business, being good on the phones, talking to people. So you always knew you have a place here and you always will have a place here. But this may or may not be your long-term goal, right? So what do you think your career looks like for the next 10 years and beyond?
So I've been here full time for about a year now. But I've been here longer than that, part time while I was still in school and things like that. Um, but I know I talked to you and mom about eventually getting moved to real estate. So that's something I'm actually working towards now. Getting my license and going through and finding a team to work with in the meantime. So stay full time for a bit, and will eventually move to part time while I'm doing folk. And then once I get a good handle on real estate and I can go full time into that, then that's mine.
They're gonna be proud of you. And another way, you guys are cheer there that we're always parents first and the teammates here at work second. They're very proud of you and everything you do now. You're wise beyond your years. And like I said in the introduction, that you really impressed me with how wise you were for your age. And you expressed wisdom, and I've heard things come out of your mouth and watched you and how you stick to your values way more than people twice your age. We all kind of get caught up in drama and kind of get into maybe a circle of friends. And you've never been afraid to stand alone if you have. Not that you'll ever be alone between God, the parents, and family. You will never be alone. But sometimes, when it comes to a friend group, maybe you've experienced some things over the last few years that maybe I'm thinking right now, maybe like middle school children, high school children, and adults for that matter. I know you've experienced some challenges the last few years. Maybe you can kind of share a little bit about that maybe some people can relate to that.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna go too into detail because I'm not gonna say names or anything like that, but just in general, um, last few high school years, I was in a friend group that I had a lot of fun with, and we always hung out and things like that. Um, but I feel like I wasn't at the center of my faith that I wanted to be at when I was in that friend group. And after a while of being in that friend group, mainly my senior year, I realized that this isn't where I want to be, and I don't like where I'm going. So I needed to make a choice of, do I stay in this friend group and keep going down the path that I don't necessarily want to feel like I'm going? Or do I remove myself from that situation, from that group, and go down where God calls me to? So I had to make that decision. And honestly, it wasn't that difficult for me to remove myself from the group because I knew at the end of the day, God's the most important thing in my life. So that wasn't the hard decision that I had to make. The part that really, I will say, hurt me in that situation was the friend group. We were friends for a couple years, but my best friend was in that group of us. And we had been friends for 7+ years and sisters. Um, so I told her, like, hey, me moving away from the friend group is not affecting our relationship. Um, but some things had happened and just the friend group was, I guess, I don't know how to.
Yeah. So basically, she felt like you had even heard even though you've made it clear that that wasn't the case, and unfortunately, yeah, came to a fork in the road, and she wasn't expecting the choice she made with a poet, and there's a division there that and again, our dad watched to go through that, and it's hard because dads want to jump in and fix stuff because that's what we do. But in that situation, there's nothing I could do better than just listen and try to give you some advice. But at the end of the day, you stuck to the values, and if somebody else didn't expect that, that's the choice they had to make. So, but I'm just very proud of you that you didn't get into the worldly, yeah, the worldly path they were following. Yes, and things like that, and from the value standpoint, you need the second. I didn't, again, adults, we can earn that. I've had some friendships over the years, like sure to do that. I had to kind of divide myself, basically, be the Christian husband and father I want to be, the certain friends I grew up with that are not the people that I meant around out there. And it's yeah, it's challenges we all face in life. So just proud of you, and I think there's a whole lot of people that I hope they take the advice that you gave. That yeah, convey what's most important to you as God, and what you would do for all of us.
Mhm. Yeah, the thing that I will say is, even though losing people is really, really hard, being a Christian in today's world definitely has its challenges. It's not an easy walk. And for people that say, oh, it is easy, no, it's not. Like, it's, there's a difference between being a Christian in today's world and living from God in today's world. Because you can say you're a Christian and continue to go do all the things that everybody else is doing and stuff, but when you are truly trying to live for God and put your faith first and glorify Him in everything that you do, there is going to be so much spiritual warfare that comes at you because the devil's trying to throw you around and come and take your name because he doesn't want you going to his kingdom at the end of the day. So there's going to be a lot of warfare that you have to go through and deal with as a kind of be a woman of God or a man of God. And so it's not an easy thing, but make sure you surround yourself with good other Christians in this world, people that are living for Him. Um, so make sure you're trying to surround yourself with people that are trying to live for Him, and don't let other people that are living in today's world affect you, because ask yourself, do you want to be in their position right now? Or do you want to see yourself going where they're going? You know which is best for you. And even though it's going to be hard decisions at times, pray about it and so
Great advice. Couldn't say that no better. Is there anything else you would like to share before we wrap up today?
I think that kind of actually just to find people that you need to surround yourself with, and don't let other people affect you a lot with God or just where you're going in life, because I think that's your life and you need to go affecting them.
Yeah, I've said this before, but Mark Madison, who's a good friend of mine who I've had on the podcast in the past, and he didn't originate the statement. His mentor shared it with him, that he basically shared with me, um, the person you are now versus the person you'll be 5 years from now are really two things: people and books. Books and people. So, what's your favorite book? That's right.
That's me.
So the Bible, great book. Tons of great books out there that can get great advice from. But to your point, surrounding yourself with the right circle of friends, the right people, the same, the happiness thing, a financial thing, but the five people that are closest to you, we're all going to be very, very similar, probably in terms of like health and nutrition, financially, emotionally. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people, reading the right books. In my opinion, turn off the news. Too much negativity in this world. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, good stuff in, good stuff out. Yeah, I haven't watched the news in 8 years, and I hear people talking about it, or I see it on Facebook. So eventually, I find out what's going on in the world. But
It's important enough you'll hear about it from someone else.
exactly. But anyway, as a teammate, and more importantly, the proud papa. I'm very proud of you. I love you, and we'll always be top notch in my eyes for sure. Thank you very much for joining us. I love you very much. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We hope you have an amazing week, and we'll see you next time.